Guess what? We're live.
It's Jess the Ska Kid. It's Thursday night. We're at Palisade Reno. And what you were just listening to was Dropping Daisies, a Kenosha's local-owned band. Welcome, guys. Let's do introductions. Okay, what's this going to be like school? Go on. Your name and what you play.
Alberto. Danny, and I play guitar.
I am Mike, and I play guitar.
I'm Fred, I play bass.
Amy, I play drums.
I'm Rich, I play guitar.
I'm Tracy, I sing.
We all play guitar.
I sometimes play guitar.
Sometimes I play guitar
We
too.
all plays the guitar.
That's what I thought. I thought you
Plays the
sometimes played the guitar.
I do.
I'm the lead guitar player.
I've seen small down there, so
Yeah.
yeah, we figured one less guitar was a good idea.
guitars players.
So,
expendable.
first question, why so many guitars?
It was Danny's idea.
We don't know. We don't even really like each other.
We figured like the more guitars you have, the louder you can be overall. And we just like to get really loud.
So what happened was many years ago,
many years, moons ago.
Danny and I were, I think, we were looking at doing different things, and we had several bass players. We also dated, short period. I love spooning this guy still.
Who bought dinner?
So we had several bass players. We had two guys that were busy, so we would have always someone sort of step in. There was Mike, who was a very good bass player, and we also had a guy named Brennan. And Brennan was also a great bass player, but they were always busy. These guys were in like 4 or 5 bands, so we always had to swap one out. And so in order to keep Mike up to date on our songs, he would keep playing them on guitar once in a while at practice. So some of the stuff that he wrote we really liked, actually loved.
Super cool.
It does. It sounded cool. So we just kept his parts, and we kept him, and we got Fred. So.
Yep.
So yeah, when Brennan left us, we almost had Mike take over as bass, but we felt we were missing something with him as guitarist.
We all discussed it over sausage.
Yeah,
We
we
did,
had some
yeah.
sausages. And then Fred came into the
Vanguard.
picture, and
place.
for some
Vanguard.
reason he really wanted to hang out with us and be
Yeah,
our band. And
Like I saw
so
him play, it
Sorry,
sounded cool. Like,
we were like,
I
all right.
had bass parts. I'm like, I want to play bass with them.
sure, why not?
And then it did.
How long have you guys been a band? What is the history of Dropping
Oh,
We
Daisies?
were just arguing about that the other day, Tracy and I.
Always.
Band fight!
So 2010 or about 2010, it was Amy and me and Rich and a couple other people,
Yeah.
the Bannock brothers that are no longer in the band.
Yeah.
But we started without this side of the band.
Yeah.
We actually divided ourselves accordingly. So
Yeah, so the three
You're
of
there.
us started
You guys.
7-8 years ago, and then I left for a short time, and Danny wouldn't stop calling me, so I came back. He wouldn't stop calling me. He said I had to come back, so I came back.
I told him that I would happily be his Luigi if he would be my Mario.
Yes, I think that's what he said too. So I came back. I took a short 6 months off and came back. So yeah, but Amy, Tracy, and I, we've been together for at least, I think, almost 8 years now. So
I mean, over 8 years, because Danny and I have been married for 8 years.
Oh, then it's longer than that.
And
Then.
the whole
Yeah.
band came to my wedding.
there we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I
Time.
didn't know that.
How'd you come up with the name? Also, enjoy the musical stylings and background of our neighbor.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
like a little theme music.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
It sounds
Yeah.
epic. The 80s is happening. I feel like this is going to be like 16 candles in the basement tonight or something.
I'm an 80s guy, so.
Well, maybe you just had to listen to us, I guess.
Also, I think
That's why he's playing.
Oh yeah.
I think I joined the band in like
Jam.
2015. After that too, and then Fred just joined this year.
Last year. I guess
Yeah,
it's been a
last
little over a
year.
year now.
So the name, how did that come to be?
Amy came up with the name.
So, guys always want something that's like manly and like explosive, like angry, like that seemed like the theme that the Bennocks wanted.
Like my
And me and Tracy were like, we're happy and we wanted something kind of pretty.
Hippie-ish.
Yeah, and I was talking to this guy at work at the time. His name was Mike Calkerts. I haven't seen him since, actually. And we were discussing different types of warfare.
Mm-hmm.
And Dropping Daisies is a type of chemical warfare that kills everything except for vegetation. And I was like,
Wow.
guys are gonna
That's
love
pretty
that
metal.
shit.
You gotta ask the questions to find why the name is as awesome as it is.
Yeah.
Good job.
So, yeah, and the guys were like, "Oh, that's."
We all loved it.
You're like secret warfare.
I like
Yeah.
dying, stuff dying.
And now we get to
I
decorate
like
all
stuff
of our
dying.
stuff with daisies and flowers. So
Right,
it's kinda-
right.
it's-
But for some reason, we've never been able to come up with like an actual logo that we're just gonna use. Like it's constantly we've
Well,
not.
well, well. Might I be able to help you with that?
Oh.
We have an artist on hand, my friends. Give
All right.
points.
Yeah.
My. I feel like I need to take my large hat off and drink a
There's
mint
that
julep.
kick drum head covered in yellow tape that sort of looked like a daisy. Like,
Yeah, we had a
That's about
drum
as close as we get to
explosion
that.
once.
Well, it wasn't yellow tape. That was actually a plastic daisy from Easter time that I got at the dollar store.
No,
And
the
I
one in
duct
Mike's
taped it to the
garage.
front of it.
The great thing is you find a flower, it kind of works for a prop, a logo, you know.
I don't remember.
Right.
That's all right.
So you guys you've done a lot of justs because I was sitting at Bourbon having lunch when I met Amy, and I was like, you should check out my show. I know you're in a band. So then you guys went on tour, and then you just had a show last weekend. So and you did Taste of Wisconsin, and I feel like you've been all over the place lately. So give the viewing and listening audience just a brief synopsis of what's been going on this year as far as tour and reach and what you've been doing. Wow, it's like a fucking book report, right, man?
There's so much food.
Well, we took a trip. We took an adventure.
California and back.
The
Right.
terrifying death machine.
We went on an
Why is it so
adventure.
scary?
Oh my god,
Mountains
man. Don't.
and semi trucks.
This guy got us through the
I've
valley
never-
snowstorm mountains,
This,
and we
So
survived.
semis are pulling over on the mountains where you're driving up for like an hour to put chains on, and I'm just putting by in this RV with 9 people, my most favorite people in the world. I don't want them to die, and this thing is pitch black in a
It's the middle of the
snowstorm.
night.
And
We're
in the
driving
middle
through
of the
Nevada.
night, yeah. That
We're
was
driving
the
through Nevada,
absolute most
it was-
nerve-wracking thing I've ever done.
It was
yeah.
clear.
I feel like
Like it
going.
was
Yeah.
absolutely clear.
My
and then
co-pilot
a
over
minute
there,
later,
yeah.
it was whiteout blizzard.
I mean,
Just like a snowpocalypse, doom. Like it was terrible.
that was
It was
super
terrible.
scary. But I gotta
And
say,
then we saw a sign
driving
that was
down the mountain while I was driving the RV down the mountain with the same sort of snow issue, not as much
Terrible.
snow, but more traffic and straight. Did I say down?
Down.
Straight
Yes, down.
down.
It wasn't
It
one
was
mountain
horrifying.
though. It was just mountains that were
God.
like 10,000. It was California and like Nevada where they have more snow, I guess, in the whole world than they have there.
We're lucky to
It
have
was
vehicles
awful.
and not horse-drawn buggies where y'all would be stuck eating
How
each
do
other.
they do it? I don't know how they do
It's
it.
terrible. Our RV was.
Mike's a
it was
vegetarian,
falling
so.
apart.
Well, in the Donner Party, he'd be first.
Yeah.
Eh?
Be the most delicious.
So what we've done a ton.
Hold on.
this
What
this
was
year.
what was really funny about the snowstorm thing though was when we finally pulled over because, well, I've kind of been telling you that we're gonna die. And
Yeah,
so I kind
yeah,
of got you
right,
a
yeah.
little anxiety.
Yeah,
going
we
on.
saw it.
Are you
And
whispering
then-
it all creepily? And
I was like, did you see that drop off?
Rich
We
is
would
driving.
definitely
Rich is
die.
driving. I'm in the passenger seat, and Danny's just sitting up there behind us, and we're the only ones awake.
Like the
We're
evil-
driving through this
like the devil.
terrifying snowstorm.
Yeah.
We see the
Actually,
sign.
I was.
It's
I
like
was
rest
encouraging
area,
you. It was
12
telling you
miles.
that. Yeah. Oh yeah. It was like the
So then
longest
we're
12
driving
miles.
this 12 miles at very rather slow speed through
Right.
the snow where we can't see like maybe 50 feet ahead of us.
And every time a
Through
semi
these
goes by,
desert
it's like.
roads, these desert roads, yeah. And every time a
Shakes the
semi would
whole
go
thing.
by, like the whole RV would just be like.
Right.
Wow.
Trying
But
to sleep
who-
was impossible.
Who got in and said that they
Impossible.
after we stopped there for a little while? Who drove? Somebody.
Matt.
Matt
drove.
Somebody
yeah.
was like,
So-
"Oh, I can take us through the snowstorm," and got in the driver's seat and took off, and it was still like white blizzard. We were out of it in like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Like driving, like all we had to do was drive like another
Very
5 minutes, and that would have been
Very
it.
edge
It
of
would
the
have
storm.
been good.
He looks over and he goes, "No
We
big
were
deal."
like-
I'm like,
We were like, "Wow, it's
Wow.
really clear all of a sudden."
Driving through
Jazz.
that snowstorm was one of the
We
most
just lost 2
terrifying
hours.
hour periods of my life.
Yeah.
It was really scary. But
And then we
were
stopped.
almost
At, we
through it.
stopped at this rest area, and then I had to go like. We had this rule on the RV of like no pooping on the
Yeah,
RV.
he's got a strict
Because
rule.
when you get like
couldn't
9
poop on the
people, I think
RV.
it was.
Well,
crammed in
that, I
tiny
would
little
break that
space,
rule. First off, nobody tell me when to poop. That's a natural function.
I-
And second, you hurt your like your body.
We all pulled over to poop. No, if somebody had to poop, we pulled over right away.
But for 12 miles,
pooped in the
it's
road,
dried into
like
your
real
colon,
people.
and then you get polyps and cancer. No, Amy, no.
But we were headed to California where the marijuana is free and it helps with the cancer. And that's how we survived.
I gave you cancer via not letting you poop on the ERV, but look, I treated you like a pharmacist. How ethical of you. So let's talk about that tour. When did it start? Where did you go?
Oh, wow.
And how long was it?
So we started end of February.
Yep.
26, 28, something like that.
Yeah, pretty late
We
February.
drove ourselves, survived the snowstorm, and made it to San Francisco.
We pretty much drove straight through
American
California,
Canyon
didn't we?
was where we started.
Yeah, great.
So we played
place.
a fantastic show there.
Yeah, at the junction it was freezing cold. Oh, let's go to
Yeah.
California.
It was.
It'll be
It
warm,
was
they
about
said.
49
It's
It's
degrees.
sunny there, they said.
Yeah.
It's 38 degrees, windy and freezing. I thought my cymbals were gonna
But
break.
we had a great show.
And it was
Yeah,
so
it was
fun.
fun.
It was so
But
much
it was
fun,
great.
true.
Yeah.
But
I wanted to
yeah, it's
show
freezing.
people from California that we from Wisconsin are tough.
Mhm.
So
You didn't wear a
everyone's
coat,
wearing
huh?
winter jackets, and I wore a T-shirt for
Yeah.
the majority of the show.
Most
and
of
it
us did.
Yeah,
I
I think
We
surprised
played-
me
we
about
played in
getting
our
them all,
normal
yeah.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
I didn't bring a winter coat to California.
I mean,
No.
I think
Oh,
I'm
no,
pretty
It
sure
got
everybody-
cold by the end, but then the
And I
cops
was
showed up before
pretty
we
sure I
finished.
complained the
and
whole
we had
time
to
that was
stop.
cold.
'Cause we were too
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's rock and roll.
So we played American Canyon.
If the cops don't come, that shit ain't rock and roll.
Yeah.
Then we played at
Then
Silver
we-
Lake.
Or if
Then
the
we
neighbors
drove
don't
down
blare
to,
music right after
We
you.
drove down to LA. We played in Silver Lake.
drove down to LA, right?
Yeah.
We played and then we drove.
We played at Silver Lake.
No.
At Silver Lake Lounge,
We went
which is
to-
on
no.
the Sunset Boulevard, but apparently not on the
No,
Sunset
that's
Strip, which
after-
somebody
that's
felt
after
really
we
compelled
drove
to
to
inform
Mexico.
us of.
We
That's
almost
after
kind
we
of
almost
Kind
Mexico.
of Mexico.
Thank you,
Almost
Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas.
Imperial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imperial, yeah.
It's like the last
Yeah.
city before you
Oh
go
my
to
god, so
Tijuana.
there's
It
this
was,
show
yeah.
on Comedy Central, a new cartoon, and I think it's called Border.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Border Town.
Town.
It
Yeah.
totally reminded me of Imperial.
Mexifornia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mexifornia. It totally reminded me
Yes.
of being an Imperial.
We had amazing tacos at some weird convenience mart.
Yeah.
After that,
We
I
were
was
in
starving
LA.
to death.
Yeah.
We were in
Every
LA,
gas
and then we
station
were like,
has
we're
great-
hungry, we want to eat something before we go. So we went, and we were just looking, and there was a strip mall like the next block over from where we were. And there was a sign that there was a place called like Burritos El Michoacan, I think it was. Or like
Remember that?
I'm pretty sure that's not what it's called.
It was called
probably-
Carnitas El Michoacan.
Wow.
I think it was. So we go to this place and like
Great job.
we
And
get
we
we
were
get these
fucked up the
burritos,
whole time.
and
I
then we
can't
drive
believe
like
Hey,
however
we made it
long
to
it
a
was,
snowstorm.
however many
You have to
hours,
remember.
couple hundred miles, like all the way down south.
Person driving.
And then we talked to this guy, and he's like, you know, in LA, my favorite place to eat Mexican food in LA is Carnitas El Michoacan.
Yeah, the guy
That guy?
mentioned it. That's right.
That-
That
yeah.
was so weird.
That guy was Thomas.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
that guy was Thomas.
Look, the
Yeah, it's
internet
Thomas.
works.
And it comes around.
Thomas manages
Hi,
Epic
Thomas.
18. He started watching this show. I had lunch at Bourbon, and she's like, "We're going on tour, and we're going to Cali." And I was like, "I can get you booked there." Thomas booked them.
Full circle.
Boom! The fucking internet works.
It was
You
a
know,
long
thank
drive,
you,
and a really
internet.
scary
So
night
we
afterwards.
played down there. We had a long scary drive, but we made it.
Yep.
And then went back to LA. We played at Silver Lake
Yeah,
Lounge.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great show there.
Mhm.
And after that, well, we
We
went
met Ron Jeremy.
we
You
met
met
Ron
Ron Jeremy?
Oh my god, you still have the voicemail?
I do. I'm not gonna play. Anyway.
He called and left you a
Oh.
voicemail? That's awesome.
Yeah, we hung out.
Yeah, we just hung out. Yeah,
hung
it's
out.
cool.
Literally.
And then we went to Vegas for a couple days so
Didn't
that
play
we wouldn't
there.
kill each other.
Just
Because being
Danny
in
and I
an RV for 9
disappeared into the
days
Vegas like the night.
caused a little tension. 9 days in an RV together. That was
Crazy. Yeah.
Danny and I
we
were
were
like
ready for
ghosts in
some
Vegas.
space.
Nobody's seen us.
So we partied in Vegas
Like
for a couple
ghosts.
days.
Yeah, everybody's in
That's
Vegas.
good.
Everybody's
Like
go
you ate
getting
grass.
breakfast places. I'm walking like 5 blocks to the CVS and buying breakfast hot pockets because I'm
Right.
running out of money. And
Danny and I are just
Oh.
constantly posting photos
So
of food.
the
Total
most amazing
respect
thing in
and
the
props
world
to
is
bands
a
that
fresh orange that I
respect
bought
and
at
props to
CVS.
bands that play and just stick together.
Yeah, it's really hard to be in that small space. We had two bands, mixed up, and some really close friends with us.
We needed a
It was really hard to be in that RV that long.
Two bands
like
share like 3
2
numbers.
inches away from each other. That's tough.
But then, so then we played. We came back. I'm trying to finish the answer.
It's fine. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we played one final show. After that, we started heading back east, and we played one final show in Kearney, Nebraska.
Oh, that was my favorite.
That was super
Actually,
That was a great show.
Yeah,
A place called
Nebraska's cool.
Gillies.
Kearney, Nebraska was probably my favorite show and my favorite venue. And it's because they had the grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That was
All comes back to
amazing.
food.
And like this town is like a town
Yeah,
stuck.
It's like a college town. In
It's
the
like
middle of
stuck in the
Nebraska.
90s
Yeah.
though.
It's weird.
Like
That's
all
great.
the stores are still locally owned. Like there's a hardware shop that is probably a guy with a handkerchief in his pocket wearing a flannel shirt.
There's a record
It
store.
was the
Yeah.
It's got Benezinski?
Oh,
where's
fantastic.
Middle of Nebraska.
yeah. We're actually, my son's moving to Colorado, and when we drive back, I was telling Danny that we should book our acoustic duo at that same bar so that we can have them sandwiches.
Them sandwiches.
They're so good.
She is serious about that sandwich.
Chocolate sandwich.
That was the best part of tour, huh, Amy?
It was. Everybody, yeah. Travis, whenever he was hungry, would message me and Danny because he knew that wherever we were,
There was good
we were
food.
eating food.
Good.
Yeah.
So you said it was a dual sort of combo thing? It was you and who else went?
The flannels.
Yeah, the flannels.
Who are
Right.
It's
they?
just
Like
another guy.
90s
Yeah,
grungy
which is
cover
Tracy's
band.
husband is a bass player in
Just
that
another
band.
guy.
Yeah, so it was like
Plays guitar. And I
Except
except
for
for
Rich.
Danny
Rich.
plays drums,
It's
so
the
it's
rest
like
of the
most
band.
of us are also in the flannels.
Yeah.
and another thing
The
we do.
flannels is just
Flannels is a
without me and
90s
her.
we're like
and
cover
her,
bands.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we saw
Yeah.
kind of land. And, oh, bam.
So, yeah, that's the next question then. How many of you are in other projects, and how well does it work to try to schedule things? I know it's a good question.
I'm
right?
in like 5 bands.
We know. Well, how about this? We'll do this. Shh, 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 quiet. How many bands are you in?
I don't know.
That was almost a depressive
Wait,
answer.
okay. Flannels, Daisies, Gentle Leo,
He needs to pull
Brown
out his
Shoes,
planner.
No one Soldier.
Currently.
5.
5.
5. How many are you in? No, say them all.
5.
How many? What
No
are
One
they?
Soldier, Beach Class, Dropping Daisies, Flannels, and Mr. World.
There's no more All My Fans Are Cats.
No.
No, we have a CD.
It sounded like a sorta.
I played it
Yeah.
on the radio
Yeah.
back when that was.
I'm in 2. I was supposed to be in 3, but there was another band called Ronaldo Jenkins and the Teardrops that I was also supposed to play in. But every single time that they would book a show, we would already have a show booked.
Wow.
So I joined the band, and like twice we were gonna play a show, and then I couldn't make it. So now I'm just in 2 bands, and I think that's more than I can handle, which is Dropping Daisies and the Flannels. Again, our 90s cover band. So.
Yeah, I only have 3.
Okay.
I feel like it's only. But yeah, 3.
Your turn, Rich.
I'm in 1. This band. Yeah, I'm like a professional practice.
He's got a super
I couldn't do
job.
another band. Yeah, I work way too much. So yeah, just one band for me. That's all I can do.
Cal and responsible.
I'm in one other band called Acoustic Workshop.
Very
So,
neat.
What about Elwood's Cadillac?
I am in I was kind of like, God, those guys are gonna kill me now.
So she's in
Get her,
bands.
Rob.
Burn.
As well as the West Bank Temperance League, but they're kind of the same people. So this is a group of college friends, and
I feel like this is a 90s sitcom.
is it?
Like
I
there's
don't know,
like
it's kinda-
it's Saved by the Bell, and then like Dawson's Creek, and like all these other things that are all the same show with all the same cast, but like mixed into different roles.
So I guess I'm in 4 bands,
Wow.
Yeah.
maybe
Well,
3.
You know, we'd know about them if they came on the show. Just saying, that's an open invitation.
We'll talk.
friends.
We'll talk.
What about the jug band? Does that count?
That's West Bank Temperance League.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
play one
What
show
about
a
cover?
year
Can
in
you have a
Minneapolis.
cover band on here? Like,
I
is there
mean-
like any copyright crap that you have to deal with?
I don't know. I know that I do what I want, and when
I'm pretty
Facebook
sure-
says there's a copyright infringement, I say no, and I file an appeal, and I argue it.
I think it's
Right.
fine as long as you're not making money off
And I would guess that our renditions are going to be so far off from the originals that they're not going to set up.
We're a
Yeah,
cover band that
like-
doesn't
What
sound
the
like
What
a
does
cover.
that mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cover band that's not a cover
Yeah,
band.
we're super good.
Was that Pearl Jam?
So,
Didn't sound anything like them.
Just,
You
I
sing
actually
in this
understood some of
band.
the words.
do you play any instruments?
I do play guitar.
Okay.
Sometimes with daisies. You know, when 3 isn't enough, you gotta bring a 4th. I play guitar as well with Elwood's Cadillac or West Bank Temperance League and with Acoustic Workshop.
How long have you been playing guitar?
Oh gosh, longer than should be as good as I am.
I was trying to catch up with that.
Yes, many years.
You,
I've been playing since I was a teenager. My family was all really into music heavily. My uncles all played guitar. My grandmother, moms and aunts, they all played piano. So like music was always around. I never really touched anything till I was a teenager. I watched this guy playing guitar, and I said, I think I could do that. And then within a month, I got a guitar, and within 6 months, I was playing in a band. I think I was 17, maybe. So, and I've been playing ever since.
That totally explains why he can fucking shred like that.
Yeah.
Because he
Well,
was like, I think I could do that.
There's guys that
Rich is
say
the
they
shred
can
master.
practice a couple hours a day, and I've done six hours a day for
I had
years,
a roommate like that.
Yeah.
Oh
just
my god, he played Mother Earth
entrenched.
from fucking over and over and over again.
I break it up. So I like these guys. Probably they'll be asleep in a minute, but you play everything for a certain amount of time and practice. So you chords, scales, but it gets boring after a while. But
Sounds
to me,
boring.
it's not boring. I could do it all day, pretty much. I don't know. I just love it.
Your turn.
Does it hurt?
No.
Oh, I played drums in this one, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And I started 16 years ago. Also, should be much better than I am.
You're pretty good.
I mean, I'm not terrible.
Band
You're a good
encouragement.
drummer.
You're a good drummer.
You like
Yeah.
it.
You know,
Why
cut
drums,
yourself
Amy?
short.
Well, I wanted to play drums ever since I seen Gem
Okay.
cartoon when I was a kid.
All right.
Like, it was all over after that.
You never said that before. I've never heard that
Are you
Jim
kidding me?
reference.
You're the
before.
second
Yeah, the
Amy
holograms
drummer
Band
that we've
confessions
had in the
on Jess Ska
basement.
Kid show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hologram.
Billy Dreamer's drummer. Her name is Amy.
She also
It's spelled differently.
I like Billy Dreamer.
Is
They're
everybody
coming back October
enjoying
2nd.
Nazareth?
Cool.
Was that a comment?
No, it hurts.
Oh.
Love her.
Is everybody enjoying Nazareth?
It is, yeah.
All right, we'll go back. You.
All right, I think I've been playing guitar for about
I also
20 years.
sing in the other band, Flannels. I'm done now.
I think I played guitar for about 20 years. Played bass for probably 18 or 19. I think I started playing music when I was about 7, 8. I think my parents were convinced I was going to be a genius, and they started me in piano lessons. And then I was in grade school, and I had to be in band. And I was like, I'm going to play drums. So I started with that, and then when I was about 15 or so, I got a guitar for Christmas, and that was about the end of it. So.
Yeah, I right in sophomore year in high school, around 2000, I started playing. I just wanted, my dad and uncles were in a band back in the day, and they all played guitar. So they're like, we need a bass player. So they bought me a bass for Christmas, and I just kind of picked up some blues scales. And then all of a sudden, my friend Chad was like, oh, you play bass? I'm looking for a bass player in my band, and I just joined his
cousin?
band.
Your cousin?
Your cousin Chad?
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 And then I played bass.
Don't you
then,
roll
and
your
I
eyes
started,
at me, you bitch.
I started playing guitar kind of with bass, but I've always been a bass player and just really started playing guitar with these guys a couple years ago. So
I like.
Oh, and
I
he
like
started
the way
playing
he plays
drums
the
on
guitar.
Saturday night at the show, actually.
I also play a little bit
He
of drums.
plays
Yeah,
drums.
he started
Yeah.
playing. We had no idea.
I also play piccolo.
Oh, yeah. Get a couple notes on that piccolo. Yeah.
I can hit a C.
Good job. Piccolo's a hard thing to play.
We're starting a flute piccolo band.
Yes.
I started with flute. That was my first instrument in 3rd grade. So
And you're the last.
I started playing when I was 12.
This
I
guy
think
plays
12 or
everything.
13.
Mm-hmm.
I was really into football for a long time, and then I realized that wasn't the way to go when I got a drum set for some reason. Because I wasn't very good at football.
No?
No,
That's
not really.
surprising.
Music is where it's at, huh?
So yeah, so I,
it's like
my whole
Los
family
Angeles.
plays music,
Yes, they do.
and so when I started playing, I kind of decided that was my life, and that's kind of what I need to do. So I started on drums and took lessons from an old jazz guy. He's like a 60-year-old Italian dude that just knew when I was fucking up all the time. Just do it. Like I could go
He
in.
Mr.
and-
Wizard you?
He
You're
was.
wrong.
He was.
You're wrong.
Hey man, it could have been worse. My drum teacher just made me play along with Huey Lewis and the News all
God,
the time.
that's awful. That is
Oh my
really
God.
bad. I played on like this weird pad kit, and we played to cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah,
you know,
but just
when I
the
was-
Huey Lewis and the News.
Not to Huey Lewis and the News. It might have happened actually. Now that I think about it, I might have played to Huey Lewis
you
and the
know
News a
why?
couple
'Cause it's
times.
hip to be that.
Because I had to learn how to play like regular rock beats and not sound stupid anymore on drums because I had to break all my bad habits. But I learned how to play jazz and stuff and read, and it was a really cool adventure. And then I grabbed a guitar at about 15, and I don't know, picked up piano a little bit along the way to learn some music theory. Tried singing the whole time and didn't actually start sounding good until I'm Still Waiting.
Okay.
And
It's a good time frame.
I don't know. That's my life's been music since I've been young.
So, as far as shows go, you just recently played at Pete's Place with Rusty Chicken, who was on last week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
I like that guy.
yeah,
Nice guy, yeah, super
like
nice.
such a nice
He's got
guy.
some
Yeah.
good jokes too.
For
Yeah.
some
It's
reason-
really,
He's
And I
genuine.
don't know
Yeah.
why it makes sense, and when I explain it, when I tell people this, they seem to understand, but it doesn't make any musical sense. I view Mike or Rusty Chicken as like an edgier punk rock John Lennon. And I
We've
don't
heard
know
that.
why.
No.
I don't know why, because John Lennon doesn't sound anything like what he sounds like, but if he was more punk rock,
It's
he
probably
would
like
have.
the
I think. I don't
beatnik
know.
look incorporated with the laid back style he's
You
got
think so?
going on.
It's just
Just
more
a
of his
chill
persona.
guy.
You know?
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
very quiet.
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
You don't feel
And he's
like
clever. He's
He's
quiet
clever,
and
yeah.
clever.
He is clever. So what do you have in the works?
We want to record.
Let me
Yeah, we
see.
really do.
Yeah.
No, November 3rd actually is the only thing that we have in the works.
What are we
which
doing
is,
on November 3rd?
We're gonna do we're gonna play at Bourbon. It's not
she's
not
the
all put
boss.
together yet,
She's the
but
boss.
yeah, we're gonna do a fundraiser for our buddy here.
I'm gonna eat so many hot wings.
All of them.
All-
All the
Just
hot
in
I'm
the
gonna eat all
works?
the hot wings.
Yeah, it's I mean like as of right now it's Dropping Daisies.
Gotcha.
And that's the date is booked and Dropping Daisies is gonna play. That's all that we have together. It's gonna be a fundraiser, so I don't have any other. Probably be some raffles, some prizes.
Well, how would you classify you guys?
That's a tough
Rock
one.
and
We just say
roll.
rock
Eclectic
because
rock.
anything else that
We-
like doesn't.
Classic rock?
we all
Oh, I
write.
was like,
I don't know.
Eclectic rock?
I don't know if you noticed or
Classic
not, but we all like. I have
Like
songs.
Chemical
He has
Warfare.
songs.
yes.
So each person here has written like kind of their own style into each song, and then so what they do is they sort of we sort of give each other our material, and then everybody gets to put their own sort of little
Yeah, and
piece
people
to
do
it,
things
you know?
with it that you like. You're like, what? Really? Oh, okay.
yeah, and pretty much most of our songs come from I guess playing out and what works, because then if we play something that doesn't work, we're kind of change it to our own. But I think maybe one or two shows and the song doesn't change too much. Danny changes songs all the time. He would change every one of our songs every other time we played.
Because
but-
music is life. Didn't you just hear him?
He
Music
always
is life.
He always wants to do it like the practice before we play.
I'm
out.
just
He
gonna
always
write it on
wants to change
set
the
lists.
song.
Like,
So
alright,
then, like,
you
guys
when
ready to
there's the
play?
most opportunity
He's
for us to
teaching you
forget that we make a
resiliency.
change,
Well,
that's when he wants to
avant-garde.
do it.
It's difficult to like do our stuff, I think, because there are like always little changes that aren't you don't hear them, but I mean you would think that the chords are the same, and because a lot of bands sound the same. If you watch like if you watch Rusty Chicken, you would think that his chords are because he's playing out of the same. Well, with our band, we're playing in constant key changes and chord changes, and it's really different.
Never
And
change key.
she changes keys all the
She
time.
changes keys.
So it's not I like this band, and one of the reasons I only play in band is because for me it's a little challenging. I like it. There's always little changes and nuances in each song that you have to know, I think, before we get up in front of people and do it.
I think
I like them. You know, I like our songs, but
I think
I'm
we all
biased.
have very different influences, and we listen to
I
all
like
of us
jam.
listen to a lot of different music, but we all have kind of preferences we go towards that are all in very different places. So when we come together and try to write a song, it ends up sounding
This
almost
guy with the
not
crybaby
like
lovey
anything.
stuff.
It can be kind of one song will sound more of this and one song will sound more of that, or sometimes we kind of combine a bunch, and
Yeah.
go from folk to metal.
So
in
yeah,
one
to
song.
answer the
I don't
question,
know.
anytime somebody asks us what kind of music we play, we just say rock because we
Rock
don't
and
know how
roll.
to be any more specific than that.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
We
Yeah.
go all over the place.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tough question, which is why I asked you, because some people are very pretentious that they will give you all the fucking tags that are their genre.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
Let's get
we're
some tags.
But
We got
for
the
me,
tags.
like, I listen to you and I hear blues and I hear jazz and I hear power metal and I hear 90s alternative and I hear grunge, and so that it makes a really good amalgamation of all genres into. I know.
Okay, so all right, so I'm the '90s metal guy. This
I
is
fucking
kind of
could
a-
tell,
Yeah,
my
we got
friends.
that.
This is
Queensryche, right?
It probably
Uh-huh. My
Jeez,
name's the
the
Ska
jazz
Kid.
stuff all comes from Danny. A lot of the chords,
The blues.
Yeah, the
the
jazz
But
and
it's-
blues.
He's all
so
blues, so,
good.
And I feel like me and Fred are more the grungy.
Yes,
Yeah,
you are.
It's
Rock
like
grunge guy.
Yeah,
punk
Dirty
rock
Baby
via
Say Bad.
grunge. Like I got into punk rock through Nirvana, I think, is what it was. And that's,
Your song was definitely punk rock.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a little bit.
Here's an important question. Where the fuck do you fit in the Kenosha music scene? Because
We fit everywhere.
predominantly,
Nowhere.
and I think we would all agree that there seem to have been waves of specific genres that take the main focus in town. And even if people liked other music, they're not going to go seek out and try to play that. Beach Glass would be one of the first reggae-ish, say ska influenced bands that has been around as almost like a revival type thing. That music went out the door in the early 2000s when all the kids that played ska decided to get sad and wear tight sweaters, and they wrote fucking emo, and like their incomplete sentence band names fucking bothered me. Anyways, I digress, but where do you fit within this group?
we're actually like,
I don't know.
you know, like
Trying to
You
fit
get it.
everywhere.
You're done.
No.
You're not allowed to
make
say I don't
a
know
freedom
anymore.
among tribes, I think,
It's
is
difficult,
probably about the
yeah.
best.
We're everywhere. We're every age range. Like Mike is, how old are you?
33.
You're 30, so early 30s, mid 30s.
late 40s.
I'm in my early 40s, so I mean we cover
Covered,
music-wise what we've listened
Probably a
to
good
and what we've
15
been
year
raised on.
range.
Who do you
starts in
play
the-
with in
Yeah.
town?
Everybody.
Anybody?
We've
that-
played,
that-
yeah, anybody.
We've played at places where like, wow, everybody here is like over 50. And then we've played at places where it's like, oh, it's just like a bunch of punk kids. Like, okay.
When I book shows, I go out of my way to try to book shows with a different kind of band every time. Like Rusty Chicken is a little bit different. We've had Kai Anderson play with us, who's acoustic like Rusty Chicken, but still very different.
Very
Played with Slaughter Party.
Slaughter Party?
We've played with Slaughter Party. We've played with Penguins with Shotguns. We've played.
Are they still a band?
They're not anymore,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Check out Thin the Herd.
Okay.
Yeah, Thin the Herd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got
Couple
Matt.
members from
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
The
hearing
vocalist
about
and the
Bass
bass
player,
player.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was in Penguins with Shotguns
I went-
back in the day. Yeah.
My
was
first
great.
Penguins with
It was awesome.
Shotguns song or like show was at Kemper Center back in the little thing like that faces the lake, whatever that little
That was pre you.
room is. So and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, if this is what the scene is, I can't do it anymore. I was a pretentious kid who got involved in ska and I wanted that and it all died.
Dude,
Yeah.
It
those
fucking
guys,
went completely
It's
away.
weird that it did. It was so prevalent
It
in,
was-
in the 90s.
It was, and it was like all those people then decided to play, and I blame the punk scene. Sorry, y'all fucking ruined music venues and opportunity to play. I saw these kids, and all they did was get fucked up and break shit, and I was like,
Yeah.
you're ruining things
Like,
for the rest of
Pulling
us.
sinks off the wall.
God, fucking ruckus! Ruckus for no reason.
luckily, that part of the punk scene seems to have dissipated, and there doesn't seem to be as that's true. Unfortunately,
I mean, that's a shitty thing to say, but it's fucking
You're-
honest.
You're not wrong, and you know, so that part of it seems to have dissipated, and the punk scene actually, I feel like, is coming back You got Cheap Sleaze, like they're
In a
they need to
different
be on the
formation,
show.
I
Like they're
suppose.
super great.
I knew those guys.
But
I
we're
liked
we're
them.
gonna do. We'll be playing with them. I think they might be on the bill for that November the 3rd
Maybe.
show.
November the 3rd.
So,
Shit.
where can people find you? Because you had a lot of people watch you that very much enjoyed stuff, and I know they are new people because they're not from here.
Yeah,
Oh.
So, where can people find you?
Facebook.
Facebook, Reverb Nation.
Why? I wanted to ask that. Why Reverb Nation? Because you pay for that, yeah?
No.
Yeah, we
It
did.
helped
Yes,
us
we
with-
did.
We
It
had-
helped
Okay,
us
so
with our tour.
here's the thing. Reverb Nation has this thing. It's called Gig Finder. Or it's like it's not called Gig Finder, or maybe it is. I
I
don't
think
remember
it
what it's
is,
called.
yeah.
Anyways,
It may or may not
but
be
you
called Gig
basically
Finder.
you can
What were those
put in
burritos?
the radius of where you're gonna go,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, we're going to San Francisco. We don't want to travel more than 50 miles outside of San Francisco. We want a venue that has this capacity and maybe is this genre, and it just you hit search and boom, they're all there, and you could just book it. Yeah, but you know what? It's
That's right.
I own my own
It's
business.
easier to be
Mhm.
regional.
I have my cleaning business. I do karaoke. My family's now moved out and they're all grown up and all that. But you know, my husband works. I'm in all these bands. I don't have time to sit there on Google and search all that shit. Like Gig Finder, it ends up being $9 a month, and
I just gave you my card.
yeah, and it saves me so much time. So much time. And you can connect directly with the venues as well as directly with other bands and directly with fans.
Are you planning on being on any other platform? Because it was super difficult to find music to play for you on Tuesday. Because there's not much of a web presence. So you're not on Bandcamp, couldn't find
Yeah.
you there.
Well, here's the
SoundCloud,
thing. We've been
YouTube.
so busy playing shows and just being a band that just plays shows that we don't really have any recordings.
Gotcha.
There is
Give
nothing
us
to
a
be
website
found. That's
too.
really
We
the
really
thing.
want
Put
to
on
Ah.
stuff on.
want to get to a point where we want to record something
Yeah.
because it's
That's our
we have all these
goal.
songs.
That's I was
that-
going to ask, what is the direction? Where are we going with this?
Yeah, that's
We all want to record.
We're all
we
talking
do,
about
but
it,
it's
yeah.
really it's hard being all these bands and a lot of us we work.
Yeah, our schedules don't
schedule's
really
crazy.
jive.
We do
Mike's
get together
off the
once
day
a
that
week.
Danny
you know,
works. Danny's off on the days that Mike works.
And these
But
three,
that's
these
why
three
I
work in the
could,
same
like-
place. So
Yeah, they all
like,
work
getting
at
them
music
together
around,
is hard.
so-
Music around.
Thursdays seem to work for all of you.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
Yes,
Thursdays
that's
work, yeah.
Thursdays is a
We've
practice
We've been
night.
practicing on Thursdays
We
for
practice
like
on
years.
Thursday for-
Since
But
I
but you can
started.
like
Yeah.
each one of you don't have to be in the studio as a whole unless that's what you're planning to do. You can always
Yeah.
track.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
so
also, you know,
We've
it's just
talked about that.
It's also the
Absolutely.
financial aspect
Yeah.
of it,
that's
to
why
go
you
into
partner
the
with
studio.
somebody who's local who already does stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
Yeah.
some-
but we haven't. That doesn't seem to ever work out. Like
How?
we've had
Well,
a
it's
couple of
just
people that
because
are
we
like, oh,
keep-
we're doing.
we play out so often. That's
You do
that's
play
what's
out a
happening.
lot.
Maybe
Because we were set up to record ourselves, but it's when you do all the mic placement and you get everything rolling, you get a couple takes, and then you got to go play out that weekend and take everything down to put everything back up.
Whatever, better
I
line
don't know,
anyway.
I always feel that recordings turn out
Not
better
only
when you
just-
have when you have a like completely objective third party that doesn't have any emotional investment in any of it to like be like,
I
this
w-
sounds good. That sounds like terrible. Like,
That sounds like terrible.
That sounds like shit. Don't do that.
It was really hard to record, like what Danny was
Oh,
saying.
my.
We're recording, we're trying to record. You can record for a couple of hours. Everyone brings the stuff over there, and we concentrate on one instrument for a day.
Rich
And
hated
then we're
us when
playing
we were
on
trying to
Saturday.
record.
So I made my house do a recording studio for
Feeling
almost
was
a year.
mutual.
We had chords running everywhere, and a snake running from the first floor to the second floor. At drum room.
Tracy
Oh,
was singing in the
control.
bathroom.
Yeah, we were singing in bathrooms.
And there was this
We got a couple
delay.
recordings from that.
There
Yeah.
was this delay on my track, and nobody believed me that there was a delay happening. And they're
We're-
all mad at me because I wasn't playing in time, and I was like, no.
That's not
It
true.
was hard.
Yes,
It was
it was
tough.
true.
Not everyone's
It's so
ready, no, I
hard to
realized that
record
was
at
happening.
home. This stuff we can do. Like
Yeah.
all of us are really
We're-
good at our
we're-
own gear.
We're better
But
live.
using
Here's the benefit of this show, because after this is edited and sent to you via YouTube, if you have equipment or a computer program to do so, pull the audio, master it yourself, and there you have a live album.
I could do that.
Do it yourself. I'm all about free, cheap, easy, and partnering with people in collaboration so that all of us benefit. There should not be a reason why anybody needs to struggle to be able to do this because you have a talent that other people don't. And so if you want other people to know your stuff, you have to be able to talk to other people who can help push you.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a video, or we did a show at, what was that studio out west? What's it called?
I don't know.
The
Art
Mosquito
show?
Gallery.
Mosquito Gallery.
Yeah,
oh, really?
we did
Great
a
guy,
Mosquito
yeah.
Gallery.
That was awesome.
Where
yeah.
they did all
Really
audio and
super.
video,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah,
actually what we
recordings.
used when we.
That's when I joined the band. That's what I used to learn the song.
That's what I
Just,
used to
look it up
book
on
our
YouTube,
tour.
play the video,
That
and
sounded
like
Yeah.
play along with it completely wrongly, but eventually,
So do you have a YouTube channel?
No.
I don't know, do we?
Okay. So you only have Facebook and Reverb Nation.
Yes.
Do you
Yeah.
have an Instagram?
No.
Oh.
See, here's the thing. I'm pretty much the only one that handles a lot of that stuff, the Facebook and any of the booking.
we're all
Or,
old. We don't.
Um,
play with the soul.
no, you
Play
guys just
quiet
don't.
with your
You guys just have your own things, and you just don't apply as much effort into doing that. And I only have so much time.
Could be a band
No, I
argument
mean-
for real.
No, I'm just. She asked a question. I give her an answer.
Band
I
argument.
mean, I don't have that much time to commit to that, unfortunately.
We'd love to hear more places we could put our stuff though.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yes.
maybe we'll help you.
Yeah, but we need
Thanks
to have
for
something
considering.
to put there first.
Maybe.
I mean, like, there's 6 of you, so if you think about it, there's a bunch of different platforms. If each of you were responsible for one of them, but they were all linked, you'd create enough metadata to drive audience into one
I'll
And
take
spot.
that's the other
MySpace.
thing that's great about Reverb Nation.
That's still a thing.
I know.
Reverb Nation, you post on Reverb Nation and it automatically goes out to any of the other
Reverb Nation.
social media things that you might have, music or information about yourself on Instagram, Facebook,
Do you guys have merch?
Twitter. Rarely. Right now, I think we've got some T-shirts left.
We got T-shirts and
we did around
buttons.
25
It's really hard to
t-shirts.
have merch when
We
you
still
don't
have some.
have a logo. I made
We
a
have a-
T-shirt logo on my phone, and I don't understand.
It's a great.
There's some probably stolen artwork.
I have
out
one of
there.
the T-shirts, not on me, but
I mean,
you know.
no, it wasn't stolen artwork off the internet, but
You say so. I don't know where it came from. I was
Yeah.
just assuming.
Work
Well,
in progress.
I tell you what, you want a different one?
That's a heavy
Make it.
sigh, Rich.
The merch thing is tough. I never know what to
Expensive also.
say. Yeah, it's expensive. I mean,
Getting everybody to
We're
agree
We're gonna
on
get
it.
some. We're gonna get some wristbands.
The thing is, like, it's really hard to someone has to like take charge of it. We all come running up, and then like last minute we're like, yeah, go ahead, you can have it. It's yours. You can I don't have the.
But we did come out with T-shirts and buttons. Like
We
we
did,
had,
yeah.
We
Actually,
had
just
a
sold them
bunch of
all.
stuff all
Yeah.
like, up
Yeah.
for the
That's
tour.
good.
Yeah, we sold
Yeah.
all the merch. So there's T-shirts out there.
Yeah, I think we
somewhere.
still have a couple of T-shirts. You can get T-shirts at CD DVD Game Warehouse on
Cool.
80th Street.
And shout out to Candy because she's
Of course.
providing all of the sound for Bark for Life, which we are emceeing and hosting and doing live on Sunday
Oh.
afternoon.
She's
Candy
actually
Eisenhower?
also, she's my button
Oh,
girl.
yeah.
She does my buttons. She recently started doing T-shirts and other kinds of merch as well. So
Very neat. So-
embroidery,
And what?
embroidery.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So in closing, because we've reached and probably exceeded our hour at this point, you have been listening to Jess the Ska Kid. This is Dropping Daily. I fuck your name up every single time. I'm gonna just call you Double D. Dropping
We've heard that
Daisies
before.
because it fits.
Oh!
Boob joke.
We call ourselves Dropping Deuces. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dropping Daisies, you can find them on Facebook as well as Reverb Nation and my friends, because I'm going to teach you an internet trick on Pages. It does the thing like photo, about, etc. If you go to music, it actually will just start playing the few recordings that are up there. They do have some merch available, and you can catch them November 3rd at Bourbon Legends. TBA, the rest of the information for a benefit show. Make sure to follow the page because we will post that, and I'm sure talk about that in the upcoming weeks. Okay? Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you.